So, when we last left our heroes in the lands of Barovia, they had returned Arabelle to her father Luvash, who was extremely happy to see her. And during their time in the Luvash's camp, Sir Soleil was a little standoffish, shall we say, meaning he didn't step one foot into Luvash's camp. But upon the return of Arabelle, there was much jubilation, and Luvash promised you guys a very fine cart and a horse to pull it, so you can travel in the lands of Barovia in style. Unfortunately, it's going to take him 2 days to have the cart commissioned and get the horse ready to ride. So you guys decided to do a little bit of shopping and maybe check out the town of Lackey, since you guys are all hanging around with 2 days time. So in the meantime, you guys could either continue to explore Luvash's camp, hang out in Lackey, or check out any other of the fun sites of Barovia. You've got 2 days. What do you guys plan on doing?
I think we were planning to go to Valaki now.
Correct.
Let's see. Is there like or would we know, is there like a list of fucking Valaki points of interest or something?
There's a few
tourist traps.
there's a few fun places to check out in the town of Valaki. Let's pop over to the map of Valaki here. So
How far away is Valaki from the camp?
Luvash's camp is actually placed just outside of Valaki, so it's no more than a 10, maybe 20-minute walk.
Solid.
So if you guys decide to stay the night in Valaki, no problem. You just have to stay at the inn, or I mean, some of you guys are churchgoers. You could probably speak to a pastor or somebody at the church, and they could give you somewhere to stay. But in the times that you've been to Valaki, it's a little off-putting, because the people of Valaki have like these like fake plastered-on smiles, because the Baronmeister of Valaki believes that if you keep hope and happiness alive, then Strahd doesn't come around. So oftentimes he'll throw little parades in the evening, and people show up to the parade with like these fake plastered smiles plastered on their face to like humor the mayor, and then people that don't show up to these end up in the stockades for the crime that he calls bringing unhappiness to the town.
Some real no war and Boxing Day shit going on here.
Very much so. So the old Solich Road kind of meanders its way into the valley, washed over by a dark and brooding mountains to the north and south. Of course, you guys have seen the mountains. The woods recede, revealing the Solon Mountainberg, surrounded by a wooden shade. Thick fog presses up against the wall, as though it's looking its way inside and hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends in a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground at the flanking road outside the gates are about a half dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. And as you guys approach the gates, you see that the gates are always manned, like for the entry points into Valaki. They like to know who's coming and going from the town. And as they see you approaching, one guard yells at the other one, "Here, we have company." And then the other guy stands up very straight, and he's got a spear and a shield in his hand. And there's a couple other guys in the tower above you guys with crossbows as you guys approach.
Does anyone? Oh shit! It's reloading for me now.
Yeah, I'm getting a reload too.
I'm guessing it's black because we don't have like a token or
Yeah,
that one
say we
thing.
might need the tokens on.
Oh, of course. Let me drop somebody on the map here.
We come in from the west or the east side? Sorry.
You'd be coming in from the west side.
The west side. Copy.
Copy.
So that brings me to the question: what is everybody kind of garbed in?
Ooh.
Val? I think Soleil would just be like sort of discreet, like not like it's actively a choice he's trying to make, like trying to blend in. It's just sort of his natural garb. Like he sort of lets his talking and his faith be like the obvious that he is a believer in samurai. He doesn't have like a giant samurai tabard or anything like that. So likely just like his breastplate, pretty dull, not shiny, sort of basic bitch knight. Great value
Okay.
knight.
Probably make sure I have a cloak over myself to cover my feathers at least, and then on my face I would purposely take a string and like tie it to both ends of my molar and run it to the back of it to make it look like I have a fake beak on my face, and kind of paint my face a little bit so I don't stand out as a Tengu.
Okay, so when you're traveling, you make sure that people aren't aware immediately, like your beak kind of looks like part of a mask or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ileana would. She just has on what she has on in her picture. And then I think after that encounter at the camp, she would, after getting her cloak back from Arabelle, would probably try her best to keep the symbol on her chest hidden as best as she could.
Nakia is probably like in like full leathers, form fitting. She's probably got like not like legitimate Vistani colors like her family colors, but she has like a colorful like sash that goes around her waist, and then she has like a nice cloak that she can, you know, cover her hair with. She does have a head wrap that she normally keeps her hair in. She's got her, you know, just like her picture, she's got her nice like dangly earrings and things like that. But she does cover her face when she's in places like these, just because Strahd is looking for her. I forgot what those are. It's not like, it's kind of like the hijab, but it's like what's that? It's not super see-through, but you can kind of see her face. Yeah, and then she basically keeps her crossbow under her, along with like over her back she has like her medical backpack and things like that. And that's pretty much about it. Like Trigger Brand is on her side, which is her gun sword.
I would say Lucia looks like your standard barbarian, just like leathers and furs. Probably like tannish breeches, some knee-high boots. Nothing out of the ordinary for what her folks would wear.
All right. So as you guys are being hailed, the guards are they're kind of sure of themselves, standing on top of the guard tower, and they've got their crossbows pointed directly at you. And the guy yelling down at you is he has the tip of his spear pointed towards you guys, seeing that you're adventurers and everything else, knowing that adventurers usually come well armed. He's like, "Hold there. What is your business?"
Simply wish entrance to the city for a night of rest, a few nights of rest.
And of course, celebration. We heard that there is going to be a parade.
Are you planning on attending the parade, or are you passing through?
Oh, of course we will attend the parade.
All of you?
I'd like to go to the parade.
If visitors are welcome, I can attend.
Attendance is mandatory.
Then I suppose I shall be at the parade.
And then he bangs his spear on the ground a couple times. The gates like slide open, and one guard comes out, and he has a little clipboard with a paper and a pen. And he's like, "I'm gonna need your names."
Ileana,
Liliana,
Balthazar.
Balthazar.
Birdman.
Hmm?
They call me Birdman.
You're gonna have to roll a. You're gonna have to roll a deception or something.
Mm.
And guy's like, "There's no way in hell. You're gonna have to give me a real name, Birdman."
Rupert.
And he kind of looks at you quizzically. Rupert.
Rupert Etesian is my name.
Why do you think he tried to say Birdman? He's embarrassed.
And he writes down Rupert Etesian. He like underlines Rupert like 3 times.
Dang.
Dang. This guy lied to us.
My name is Nyx.
And he kind of raises an eyebrow. Nyx.
Of course. And then she kind of like turns her head and giggles a little bit. And then does that little slap thing. Yes, my name is Nyx.
All right, give me a roll.
You son of a bitch. What am I rolling again? Deception?
However you want to sell it.
Mo, your dice was on private still.
Oh, he sees it.
No, I see it. And he's like, you have a last name?
Of course, Amani. Nyx Amani.
Amani.
Yes?
He writes it down. He like underlines Amani 3 times. And you in the back there, Goblin.
Soleil.
He kind of mulls it over a second.
I don't
And then he writes
understand
that
how
down.
you would, figure out if I was being truthful or not anyway. So I don't know why. Why do you need our names?
Well, I need to know who's attending the parade. So anyone who doesn't attend gets locked up.
This makes no sense.
Are you questioning the Burgenmeister's law?
I just don't know how you'll enforce it, I guess. Just logistics.
He's like, you're not going to be in any trouble, are you?
No.
No, his name is Soleil, not Trouble.
And you?
Masquerade.
And he's like kind of quizzical about it, but like, the sheer size of you, he doesn't want to question it. So he's like, oh, okay, yeah. He's like, all right then. Welcome to Vlecki, one of the happiest places in Barovia. And he says it as if he doesn't believe it himself.
Under my breath. Also the sexist.
What, pray tell, makes it the happiest place?
Because all is well in Barovia.
I see.
So as you guys like walk into the town, the greater parts of Vlecki, you guys have been here a few times before. You know that some of the hot spots, like you happen to see more people at, would be St. Andrew's Church. That's where all the religious types go during the daytime. all the people that worship the Morning Lord show up to St. Andrew's Church, and they have displayed there the bones of St. Andrew, and they say that the bones of St. Andrew ward off evil spirits and keep the night terrors and things. As long as the bones are there, the city is safe. At least that's what the people that believe in the Morning Lord believe in. One of the finer establishments there is the Blue Water Inn, and the Blue Water Inn is owned and operated by one of the Mardikovs. And you guys know the Mardikovs are also the people that own and operate the Wizard of Wines.
What was that again? Can you say it one more time?
Mardikovs.
The Mardikovs are also the same family that owns and operates the Wizard of Wines, which is the wine that is basically distributed throughout all of Barovia.
Gotcha.
There's also a very famous coffin shop here. Like, people die in Barovia, and this is where they go to get their coffins made.
What makes it famous? Why?
Because it's the only coffin shop.
Oh.
If you don't buy a coffin from Vlecki, then you don't have a coffin unless you're able to build one yourself.
Got it.
And of course, Belinsky's toy shop. He's a very famous toy maker. There's a slogan that goes around in Barovia that's like, if it's not Belinsky, it's no fun.
Welcome to Marcus Munition. Oh man.
And there's also like a stockyard where they keep like if people come in with horses and carts and buggies and stuff like that, they keep everything over there. And of course, there's a few meandering shops here and there, places like there's a very fine clothier, like if you need fine vestments to attend like a fancy dinner or something like that.
I think we should head to the Blue Water Inn, learn some information about the Wizards of Wine,
Sounds good.
and to see if they have good prices on beds.
I feel like we're gonna need some wine for this parade, so good call.
All right. So you guys have been here a few times. As you're walking down the road, you kind of see the people that you're passing by. Like I said, they have like these very jokerish, like fake smiles. I'm sorry, did I cut out?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay. As you guys are walking and you see the passersby, you see they've got kind of like these jokerish, like pasted on, like plastered smiles. Everybody's kind of smiling and waving, and it's unsettling because in Barovia, like most people are very to themselves, but here, like everybody waves at one another and they nod and they stop and do like idle chit chat. Like, the weather seems fine today.
Are they Oblivion NPCs?
Yeah, very much like the Oblivion NPCs.
Golly. They are unhappy with life right now.
Poor souls.
Poor unfortunate souls.
You said there was a shopping area as well, like for just like general stuff for like clothing and apparel.
Yeah, they have a few clothiers that are hanging around. One of the more famous clothiers in Vlecki is a guy named Stefan Wolf.
Stefan Wolf. Okay. Once we attend to our business in the inn, I will need to visit the clothier, I believe. Covering up the emblem on my uniform may be more urgent than I had believed.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, let us make haste. Yeah, we're just beeline straight to the inn real quick.
All right, let's get you guys on the map.
And Chemo, you're rolling privately. I don't know if you know that.
I know. I had it that way earlier, and I hadn't changed it yet for game time. If I'm super quiet, it's because I'm trying to do this map. Sorry. ground floor is good though, Levi. I'm working on the top one.
Oh, okay.
But like, for some odd reason, I don't have access to make the multi-level token stuff to where we can teleport. I think I actually have to be GM to do it.
Oh, okay.
So
Back in my day, we just moved our tokens.
I know.
Back in my day.
Again, I just wanted to make it easier.
I think I got some stuff to say about the Blue Water Inn. All right, so as you guys are approaching the Blue Water Inn, there's gray smoke that kind of comes out of the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched, and a painted sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
Oh, lovely.
Walking in.
Yep, let's go see what's popping in here.
Does it have a smell? Does it smell good for an inn?
As you guys walk in, you notice some damp cloaks that hang on pegs in the entrance of the portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs and narrow paths that kind of meander between them. A bar stretches along one of the walls, and under the balcony, it can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs the entrance to the east, and all the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar are resting on the tables and bathe the room in a dull orange light, cast shadows upon the wall, most of which are adorned with wolf's heads that are mounted on wooden plaques. And behind the bar, there's a very hardy man with a salt and pepper beard, and his hair is also salt and peppery too. And he greets you guys as you walk in. He's like, "Oh, travelers, come in, rest your weary bones. Can I get you something to drink? Possibly Great Mash number 3 or the Dragon's Blood."
Is it morning or is it afternoon?
It's in the afternoon, as I recall.
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, good sir. If you've just simple water for myself, I would greatly appreciate it.
Dragon's
Oh,
blood
of
for
course.
me.
I'll have what the lady's having.
And then he says, "Brom Bray." He's like, and these two little kids that are kind of running around chasing each other, fighting with like small wooden swords. They put their wooden swords down and they go run off to the well to go draw some water up out of the well.
Well, this is quite lovely.
And when you guys walk all the way in, like you smell like a rich and hearty like beef stew. You can smell the carrots and potatoes and everything that's in the stew. And he's like, "I've got some stew in the back." He's like, "I can charge you an extra 3 copper for wolf meat, but right now, unfortunately, it's just the stew unless you custom order the meat."
This
That
doesn't
sounds
have
lovely.
like necromancy meat, right?
No, perfectly legit.
Yes, I'm reminded of an old story about that. It did not sound like a good time. Good sir, do you have any rooms available for my companions and I?
Currently, we only have one long-term guest, Rictavio, but he comes and goes kind of as he pleases. Guys looking for fancy rooms, it's only 4 or 5 copper for. You can have a shared room, or if you'd like an individual room, it's a little more pricey.
What would the price of the individual be?
The individual rooms are 1 silver.
I can only speak for myself, but I would like that.
Lucia, would you like to share a room?
You read my mind.
Well, boys, I guess we're on our own.
And how much for a room to share with just me and my friend here?
No, it's 5 copper for the double room.
Perfect.
And that
Wow.
comes with 2 meals, of course, a breakfast and a dinner. We don't really serve lunch.
Nice. And I subtract the 5 copper. Got 3 left. Cool.
And do you guys have any horses that you need to stable? We do have a stable in the back.
No. Not
Not
at the
at
moment.
present.
Got a
Not yet.
ram.
But
We have a goat.
we have a companion out back, a goat.
Yep, the goat can use the stable too. We only charge him 2 or 3 copper for the hay he might consume, and any. Does he need any barding or anything taken care of like that? We've got Brahm and Bray kind of running around. They'll take care of that.
He's good, but he'd appreciate the hay.
Well, okay. Any brushing or?
Yeah, he's great with kids.
I mean, if the kids would like to hang out with him, he's a great nanny goat.
I'm pretty sure Brahm and Bray will love it. They get into everything, but kids will be kids, right?
It's
He's like- Go ahead.
I was just asking a question. Is it 10 silver per 1 gold?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, is this map, I guess, accurate? Is there no one else in the inn?
Currently, no.
I guess I'd ask him, sir, is it normal that there's no one here?
Well, we don't usually get travelers come through this way. Most travelers in Barovia don't last too long.
And I guess everyone else has places of their own.
Like I said, we have Rictivio staying here. He's been staying here for 4 weeks now, but I think he has something to do with the carnival. He has a saber-toothed tiger. He usually has more to do with the parade than anything. I think the mayor's keeping him on tap for some reason.
Interesting.
Where does the tiger stay?
Oh, in the stockyards, of course. I wouldn't have anything to do with the tiger.
Yes, that
I'm
does
glad to
sound
hear
dangerous. Is this place fairly common for folk to come drink and have dinner, or?
There's a couple of wolf hunters. They usually make it a case to come here and stay the night when they're in between hunts. And every now and then, we'll just buy some wolf meat off them. That's usually who does our wolf meat. We grow our own food back here in the garden, but the wolves, as you know, out here are pretty thick of it.
Yes.
Only the bravest men seem to go beyond the woods, to go beyond the road into the woods.
Yeah, you wouldn't catch me there. Now, sir, this may sound like a weird question, but my orphanage brother here, he thinks he's part dragon. We sort of just humor him. But pretty much everywhere we go, I like to ask if there's any sort of dragon tales that people know. Just because he finds it enjoyable. So if you wouldn't mind, is there any Barovian dragon tales you know, sir?
Well, this is far before my time, but my great-grandfather would always say that there was an order of knights that lived in a place called Argynvostholt, which wasn't too far from here, but like most people that rise against Strahd, they got put down, and I hear the fortress is still there, but from what I hear, it's haunted, or everyone's too scared to go in it since Strahd pretty much wiped them off the map. There was rumor that one of the people there was actually a dragon, but that's just rumors. I think he was probably just one of the stronger knights that knew how to fight.
Where?
You know how these things go.
Oh yes, of course. Where was, if you know, where was their stronghold?
And he's like, if you have a map, I'll be happy to point out where they say they hang out at. But again, it's all just kind of rumors. I stay on the main road, stay out of the woods, and do my best to keep my life and keep my wife. You know.
Of course.
Sound mind.
Out of character. Do we have a map? I don't know if we do.
Yeah,
You guys do have a map.
Do we have a map? Okay.
we do.
Okay,
We
perfect.
got one from the lady, didn't we? From the fortune teller.
Yes, Madam Ava.
Yes.
Okay. Then I guess I would motion to whoever was assigned carrying the map. If no one wants to, I can be. But yeah, I would try to take the map and see if he can carefully mark where it was or is.
Do we have anybody like well trained in survival?
I think
That would be
we're
one of y'all, to
decent.
be honest.
Yeah, I think Etesian was decent high.
Because I got a +9.
Yeah, I think +9's the highest that we have.
Got a solid 0.
But I'd probably say that person would be the one with the map.
Yeah,
Oh, well, okay.
I have 9 as well.
Oh, give it Etesian's our map
Nature,
guy.
nature, I have 9 as well. So
Etesian's the map guy. I mean, he's going to be running raids on Strahd here pretty soon, so he probably should have a map.
Exactly.
whoa, not me. I haven't been
That's
doing
a
it.
different
Hold up.
bird.
That's a different bird.
Yeah,
Birdman.
Etesian,
Same feathers.
if you don't mind, could you provide the sir here the map so he can mark that for us? I think my brother would love to go there.
Sure.
For sure.
And as you like walk up, he's like, "That's quite an interesting mask you have there. Any reason you chose the bird?"
Well, everywhere when I'm outside, I look up. I always see birds, either in the trees or they're flying around. So I grew an interest to birds right away.
Interesting. Yeah, they say that the ravens watch over us and kind of ferry the souls between worlds, but there's also some people that say that the souls in Barovia stay in Barovia.
Oh, I'm more of a Cardinal fan myself.
You're a tool.
Shut up.
Fucking
You can
Nebraska
take inspiration for that.
Just because you know I went to Crete, screw you.
Cardinal.
Taking inspiration for that terrible
Hell
joke.
yeah. Terrible, it's true. I love Cardinals. It's not because I went to school.
I know.
That's why my face is kind of painted red too right now.
So he draws a mark on your map to kind of show you guys where the Argynvost fortress is, supposedly somewhere around that area, and it's not too far away. You guys could probably travel there in a day or two. Actually, it wouldn't even take a whole day. You wouldn't get there before dark today, but maybe tomorrow, since you guys have a couple down days.
Okay.
He said
There you go.
Argynvost.
Argynvost.
I had to say it with my chest. Yeah, it's actually not that far. We can get it. What time of day is it at the moment?
It's probably 3-4ish in the afternoon.
When's
I
the
think we-
parade?
I think we wait until at least tomorrow.
Well,
have a-
yeah, I'm
We
just saying
have
it's,
to attend the parade.
it's about like 4 or 5 miles away from us right now. So yeah, we can finish eating. You know, go to the Clothier. That's how you say it. For Ileana. Be seen at the parade and then call it a night.
So the parade is today.
I thought it was in the evening.
I'm
In
just
the evening
asking, I don't
early.
Yeah,
remember.
they usually have the parade, and you would have seen like the signs and everything, like "Come join the parade." It's just for the evening, mandatory. It's attendance is mandatory.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it? So I might have missed this. Is it every day or like once a week kind of a thing?
It's like once a week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed that too. I want to ask this guy about the merchant. I'm trying to figure out what I want to say.
About the Wizard of Wine.
No, not the Wizard of Wine. So we had the let's see. So the Wizard of Wine is a part of the guild member card with the holy symbol of great hope. But then there was also I'm trying to see it in the notes. There was also the merchant. So the merchant
The thing you seek lies with the
wait,
dead
is that the
under
one I'm thinking
mountains of gold coin. That's the merchant.
yeah, no, I think actually it is the guild member.
So you're talking
so
about
yeah, so that would be the Wizard of Wine, which we already have a location that we want to search for that, right?
We're looking for
the
their
holy
parade,
symbol
right?
of great hope. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I see a dark room full of bottles. It is the tomb of a guild member.
Right, because there were some things that I wanted to research, which was like the Barovian dragon, the
Right.
heart of the people, which is this merchant, which we think that one's with Strahd under the mountains of gold coins, right?
Potentially, yeah.
The merchant, with the mercenary card.
Yeah, the
So
merchant.
this card tells of history, knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one we specifically, I think,
because
Levi gave some love on
the
that
thing
one.
you seek lies with the dead under the mountains of gold coins, and then we've got the guild member. It's be a powerful force for good protection, a holy symbol of great hope, a room full of bottles. This tomb is of a guild member. So we think the Wizard of Wine because of bottles, but is the I guess, can I say ask like Nicaea or someone more in tune with Barovia if that place, because the Wizard of Wine like building, is it like a tower or something? I guess what I'm trying to figure out is like, is it likely that there's a tomb there?
I thought we asked Madame Ava, and she had a specific reading that's like the closest one. I thought.
Maybe. Yeah, okay. I think I think we do the clothier for Ileana. I don't think, I guess, that there's a another sort of item of power here in this city, potentially. But I mean, it probably would be worth still going to, you know, all the points of interest and communicating with people and seeing if, you know, see if there's any allies to be had or knowledge to be gained.
Maybe the oldest building in this city will have a clue to something for us. Maybe.
I will say that you guys will probably come in and out of Vlecki more than one time. So if you don't hit all the high notes the first time, you guys will be coming around here a few times. So
Okay.
Ooh, there are secrets.
So I guess we finish up eating, drinking, and then we'll go to the clothier because we've already paid for our rooms and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
How much was it for a single room by yourself? 1 silver.
1 silver.
Guess me and Masquerade bunking up.
Yes, sir.
And that one was 5 copper?
yeah, it's 3 copper for the shared room. Like if everybody shares a room, and it's only one person paying the 3 copper.
Oh, I thought you said 5. Let me add my
It's
money
five
back.
5 for the double room.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. So me and Masquerade would share a double. Because I think Contusion wants a solo.
I don't know if you want to sleep with the bird or not. I squawk.
Bro, we sleep with you all the time, man.
I was like, it
No,
wouldn't be the first
last time you guys were awake, I was sleeping.
Guess that's true.
Now, is there like, is 2 the most beds that are available, or is there like, one with a room with like 2 beds and like just a pull-out couch?
There's one with like 4 beds.
I think
Yeah, there's one room with 4 beds, and like I said, it's 3 copper, and you pay for the whole room for 4 beds, and you get a lockbox at the end of your bed if you want to lock anything up.
We'll take that. I'll take it with the boys.
Hell yeah.
Learn more about their.
Also, I know we're
beliefs in
not
that.
at that point, but Soleil wants to be very strict on fucking watches. Even though we're in an inn, we're still in enemy territory.
Yeah, but don't we? Can't we make that barrier for ourselves? That protective barrier?
If you guys stop by and get some salt, all you need is salt for the ritual.
Well, that is the other thing we was gonna do.
Get salt.
Yeah, so after the Clothier, we'll go to like a general store. I'm pretty sure this town has one, correct?
Oh yeah, without
Okay.
a doubt.
Probably get some rope too.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we didn't recollect ours, but yeah, we can fast track this. We can roll through. Head to the Clothier.
All right, so Clothier is kind of theater of the mind, but as you walk in, there's very fine vestments that look like they're handmade. The guy doesn't have a sewing machine, but he's got like the little thing on his wrist with all the needles in it, and he's got the little apple that holds all the needles and thousands, and he's got different yards and cuts of cloth, and everything looks very fine. Like this is a high-end establishment. And as you walk in, Stefan was like, "Oh goodness, what do I got here? Look at y'all! What can I do for y'all?"
Good afternoon, good sir. I am simply looking for, I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for here? To get my clothing fixed up, but I can't think of the word.
Patch?
Tailoring. Yes, thank you. I'm looking to get my vestments tailored, please.
And he kind of looks over. He's like, "Well, these look like some fine vestments that you got. Is there anything particularly looking for?"
Simply to, at the very least, cover up the symbol on the chest here, you see.
And why would you want to cover up such a beautiful symbol? I've seen this one before.
I suppose it can draw. It is just unnecessary to be displayed.
Well, I'm not one to decide what your fashion should be, but what should your fashion be?
It can simply be just the same color, just black. Just simply cover it with a blackness, I suppose.
You just want me to sew something on top of this?
If that would be the easiest, I suppose. Actually removing the stitching would be quite troublesome.
I mean, it wouldn't be troublesome for me. I can do this by the end of the day.
Oh,
if you just want the symbol removed, but if you want me to just put together a new outfit, I could do that too.
No, it is a important garment for me, but the symbol should be removed. If that can be done simply, then let us do that.
All right, that won't be a problem. Anything else that y'all need while y'all here? It looks like you could use some new clothes, and he kind of gestures to like Maser, like his clothes are all tattered because he's been in and out the water and everything else.
Dang.
The simple life is for me, my friend. This is perfectly fine.
Well, if I may, I mean, I might be able to put together a T-shirt or something for you. You don't just have to be walking around looking like a ragamuffin. There's a parade going on tonight. You can't be looking any old kind of way.
I think most people would like to look at what I have as I start flexing.
They want to bask.
And Steppenwolf kind of blushes. He's like, "Oh my!"
Right, and Ikea does the same.
But if you think it appropriate, you would know better than I.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no. No. Steppenwolf, no.
You might
That is
catch. You might catch
that is
your death
already
walking around with
appropriate.
a big barrel chest. Oh my! At least let me put something on you. I might be able to put something in you. Who-wee, child.
Oh no.
Wanted him to
As he-
say, "Don't worry your pretty little shoulders."
As he walks closer, he grabs his shoulder. Now, we wouldn't want you to hurt yourself now.
Oh my! Steppenwolf's like fanning himself. He's like, "Oh, let me get you something real quick." And he pulls out his little tape measure and he like measures around your chest and everything. He's taking your measurements, and he's like, "You just do me a favor and flex the bottom. I don't want you to rip the fabric."
Oh, whatever your requests are.
So he's like measuring your bicep. He's like, "Oh my goodness, 27 inches."
My man Masera out here just thirst trapping all of Barovia.
That's how we getting out.
Saving souls at the same time.
As he's measuring, have you heard of Saren Ray? No, I'm playing.
Gotta put some gravel in that voice, man. Get the attention.
So he takes your measurements and then he goes over to Ileana and he's like taking her measurements. He's like, "Oh, you got such pretty little shoulders, girl. So dainty."
Is that the Barovian saying? It's not the first time I've heard it.
They say Strahd loves him some narrow-shouldered girls.
I see. That is, I suppose, something of concern.
Oh, you don't have to worry about Strahd. He ain't gonna be interested in you.
Oh, that's good to know.
Why do you say that?
No, you far too dainty, girl.
Yeah, what's wrong with her? Why wouldn't Strahd like her?
Strahd kind of likes, and he points directly at Takashi. He's like, girls. He likes girls that kind of build right there. I'm pretty sure if he saw you, he'd probably try to wife you up.
Huh.
I suppose I should be fairly happy then about my petite nature in that instance.
It's a good thing that he does not notice I am here. And I kind of stroll out.
Stephen was like, "Oh, girl." He's like, "Don't worry. If you got Strahd on your side, you can do anything. This guy has a big old castle up on a hill. He's got money longer than days. He's got a whole army. If there's anybody in the whole land of Barovia you want to be talking to, is him."
Huh.
And the only other eligible bachelor I would say I've heard of is the abbot, and he's over in Kresik, but he's a holy man, and holy men don't like to be dealing with ladies like ourselves. Steppenwolf is obviously not a lady.
Girl. Stupid.
But he's got all your measurements. He's like, I'll have something for you just before the parade starts. If you want to just swing back by here and get everything you need. Are you guys going to be traveling anywhere? Maybe I can get you a nice cloak, cover up your ears and your head so you don't catch a cold.
It would be lovely. But are you sure you're done measuring?
I mean, unless anybody else wants some measurements taken. I mean, I might have to get your inseam, big guy.
I don't know why I got that Rush Hour scene stuck in my head where he's like, buttercream. He's like, listen here, Buttercup.
I mean, unless you want me to make you a nice pair of pants or something, and something to cover up that tail on the backside.
I am at your leisure.
While you are tailoring my clothing, is there something I can wear as a replacement?
Oh, you can just grab a couple of these things off the wall here. They're not measured to you, but I can take them in if you do like it. You like the fit, and you like the feeling of the fabric on your skin. You let me know, and I'll tailor it to you. I got your measurements. I got them all written down right here, and then I can take that in for you. But these are just general wear.
Oh, many thanks, madame. I will Just take something very simple.
And what about you, big burly Bertha back there? Do you need anything made?
Well, could be nice.
Okay, and she comes over. Steppenwolf comes over, takes your measurements, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, got such a big back."
Yes,
Isn't it lovely?
for hitting people with.
Does Lucia flex too?
Just a little bit, not as hard as the loveliness.
As she's taking, as Steppenwolf's taking your bicep, he's like 22 inches. Oh my!
Ikea comes in. Oh my!
Oh my.
I never
Couple of thirst
noticed.
traps in this.
I never noticed you had such a nice back. It's like a country road.
Out of
So everybody's
curiosity,
got their measurables.
what season, like, what time of year is it for Barovia? I guess, like, is it coldish outside? Is it summery?
It would be like an autumn crisp, like afternoonish kind of feeling.
Okay.
It's got Halloween vibes.
Favorite time.
Yeah. All the leaves have already fallen off the trees, but winter just hasn't hit just yet.
I was thinking about it, but I got a natural fire within me, so I think I'm good.
Lady Saren Ray keeps me warm.
I am curious. Can you tell us more about this parade?
Oh, this one in particular, what is it this week? Oh man, there's one like every week. I get tired of it all the time, all the pageantry. You'd think I wouldn't get tired of the pageantry, but I do. This one's the Festival of the Blazing Sun. I think it's for the Morning Lord. Everybody kind of dresses up like the sun, and kids bring out the little flowers, and they're walking around in the streets. It's supposed to be a fun and interesting thing. And you know, the mayor always saying all will be well, and he's just screaming out top of his lungs, but throwing out flower petals and all that type of stuff. It's a good time. I mean, it keeps me busy. I always got to make new costumes every week.
How do you keep up?
Well, once you get the costumes on all the people in the town, it's just every now and then comes and goes, like you folks.
Suppose it's at least good to be kept busy, no?
I say that it's fun to be busy, and I do like meeting such interesting new people. And she's like squeezing Lucy on the bicep.
I flex harder.
Masquerade comes and grabs the other bicep. Yes, yes.
Right. Ikea's still like touching the back, like, interesting about this this parade.
Oh, I'll tell you that one man, Rick Tavio, with the big thick glasses. He always be coming in. He's got like a tiger, but this tiger has big long fangs in the front. Nothing like I've ever seen before.
We had heard that this Rectavia was part of the parade this year. Do you know any more about them?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he's from around the Barovia area. He must be from like outside, but he's not like all these other adventurers that come in here with a little stick up their ass trying to come and take out Strahd. He just kind of settled in. It's odd, but like a very nice kind of odd. Like he came in, he just kind of settled in. He does his little parade, and then I don't even know what he does during the day, but he stays over at the Blue Water Inn.
Madame Steppenwolf, may I just say you are a breath of fresh air in Barovia.
Ooh, child, the flowers is wilting out here. I'll tell you. Everybody's just so dismal. Everybody's all gray and just blah. You know, the world just needs more color.
You have been quite the colorful one, and I am very appreciative of it.
Could I hold on, let me check my spell here. Let me see if it's loud as fuck. Where is it? Where'd it go? I want to do like the detect alignment. Oh, there it is. Let's see.
E2E is changing that real quick.
Yeah, that's a dope ass beard.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I'm gonna try to step away a bit because I think I have to do a verbal component for this spell, but I want it to be sort of discreet. But I'm trying to detect alignment on this person because they seem awfully jovial compared to everyone else, and
He
just
probably has
curious if
soul.
it's legit.
Can we determine if he actually has a soul?
Oh, you can tell that Steppenwolf definitely has soul.
Dang.
Damn, this shit is not as tight as I had hoped. There's really not like the paladin style detect, undead, blah 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 blah. Like this is literally here. I'll put it in the fucking chat. It's like chaotic, evil, good, or lawful, and it's like, well, I'm hoping to get a sense more of like, yeah, their soul, whether they're undead or blah blah blah, shit like that. But there's no real like RP to this spell. It's just like, nope, mechanically it's fucking evil, bro.
I mean, if you want to homebrew something that kind of works with your character, I'm all for it. I feel like that's kind of a blase blah, but you definitely pick up on the fact that Steppenwolf is a good person.
Okay, I was just curious because it's like this person's very pro Strahd, but they also seem very, nice. So just trying to get a sense of like how that is sort of, how does that come to be that a nice person who's nice to us is down with Strahd and is like, a bright sunshine. Meanwhile, they even notice other people are very, grim.
Grim and drab. Maybe this person never actually met Strahd. They only know of Strahd.
Yeah, could be. Excuse me, sir. Have you lived here? Or ma'am? Sorry. Excuse my ignorance. Have you lived here your whole life?
No, actually, I came here not more than 20, 30 years ago and just kind of settled in.
Interesting. I wouldn't put you over 33. You must have come as a young child.
Oh, ain't you sweet? He kind of like takes you by the chin and like waggles your chin a little bit.
Do you find Barovia, I mean, I suppose you wouldn't have a choice at this point, but do you find Barovia agreeable to yourself?
It's the funniest thing. When I first came here, I tried to leave, and it's like I just kept getting lost in this fog, and eventually I just gave up on leaving. I was like, I'll just settle in, whatever. It don't cost me nothing to stay here. I opened up this little shop, and I started in, and I just settled in with life.
It's quite a positive attitude to take. I shall have to take note.
Well, everybody can't change the world just because they want to change the world.
It is true.
Sometimes you just change what you can and deal with everything else.
The words of wisdom,
Wise,
so keep them at heart.
wise words.
Finally, I take my hands from Lucia's back. And,
I wiggle my shoulders.
right, it's just one of those things where it's like I flick a little bit of my hair and it's like, okay, well, I think it is time for us to go. We do have to go to the general shop to find some salt. And we will be back later for the rest of Ileana's belongings.
Before you go, Mr. Man over here with the bird mask, you have such beautiful plumage on this feathered coat that you have. I was wondering if I could just get a sketch and try to match these colors.
Can he see my feathers with them being covered?
You'll notice that Steppenwolf is a very observant person.
Oh, well, I guess in that case, gotta be like Masquerade and just take off my cloak and just try to flex a little bit.
and
Try to give him a nice pose.
They're like, this is such a lovely plumage. I think I've seen something very similar to this before. And it had to be 2, maybe 3 months ago. But this one the feathers was red. You know anybody with red feathers?
I do. There's also one with blue as well.
I haven't seen any blue feathers around here.
Can I ask you, 2 months ago, what did the red feathered want?
Well, they wanted a cloak. They said they had to cover up their feathers because somebody was looking for them. I don't ask any questions beyond that.
Is there any way possible you could make me something that gives me a little more freedom than having to wear just a cloak that would cover my feathers?
I could think of something. Do you need those feathers to fly, or you just need them to be able to, and kind of like gesturing like how a peacock like unfurls their feathers?
No, my one feather's been injured for quite some time. I don't think at this point it's going to be much use for me anymore.
Oh, okay. So what exactly are you looking for?
Something that just covers me up, but that kind of has some armholes. That way I got some wiggle room so I'm able to move around. Having this cloak just draped around me doesn't really give me the arm maneuver I'd like without exposing my feathers.
It is getting cold outside. I can make you heated cloak.
I don't need anything fancy like that. I just need something. My feathers will keep me warm in this cold.
Well, the weather's changing, and when you're dealing with cold weather, it could just really take a lot out of you. So if you do need a heated cloak, I can make one for you. In the meantime, maybe something, I don't know, you just need like a hoodie or something, like a hood. What is it that you're looking for?
Maybe like a hooded, kind of like a hooded cloak. Like I said, kind of with some arm holes for arms so I can poke my arms out so they're not hidden behind my cloak the whole time.
Basically, what, like a poncho?
Yeah, kind of like a poncho in a way, yeah. I was thinking about it in my head. I was like, what is that word? I used to wear it in Detasseling all the time.
Poncho with a hood.
And he's like, I can make something for you. It's going to make it special just for you, because if you just let me get a copy, or let me get some of these feathers that you got. If I'm not being too bold, I'm going to make you a very fine cloak in exchange for a sample of your feathers.
Which area of my body do you want them from?
Whichever one causes you the least inconvenience.
I'd probably go ahead and pluck like 2 tail feathers just because they're longer, and then just probably lift up my arm and just on my rib cage take out not like a handful, but like a small little handful. Kind of do a little wince with that one, and then hand them over.
And he's like, oh, thank you so much. When you come back here, I'm going to have a very fine cloak for you that's going to make you very incognito.
But thank you very much.
It was nice meeting all y'all. Definitely tell all your friends about the work I'm going to do for you when you come back. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it.
I shall. Most certainly.
At the bird was supposed to leave the bird cage.
All right, so you guys take off and head to the general store, right? You guys want to pick up some general goods?
Just need to get some salt, at the very least.
Lots of salt.
So when you go in there, it's your very typical Barovian, gray-faced guy. But when you walk in, he stands up and he puts on a very cheesy smile and he's like, "Hello, welcome. What can I do for you?"
Oh dear.
Salt.
Simply need some salt, please, if you've any available.
Yes, salt. Anything else?
Would he be the one selling rope too?
Yeah, you'd probably get rope from a general store.
I'd probably get 2 more things of 50 rope. Unless we somehow magically picked up the ones we used.
I feel like we
I
could
don't
have
see any
recovered
reason
them.
why you wouldn't have picked them up.
Extra rope ain't a bad thing to grab, though.
Facts.
Yeah, it is totally that guy.
God.
Yes, if you've also some rope as well, then we shall take that.
And he's like, the wolves outside have been very unruly lately. I would suggest, if you don't already have your weapons silvered, to stop by the blacksmith and have your weapons silvered. And he's kind of like looking over all you guys' articles and weaponry.
That is sound advice. Thank you, sir.
Out of character, is there a possibility I can make like some underworld silver alchemical bombs if I get enough, I guess, ingredients?
Possibly or potentially.
Yeah, that's happening.
Get yourself some like blade silver nitrate type stuff.
Yeah. You knew what I was talking about.
So he hands you guys your rope, your salt, and he's like, is there anything else that you need? Gonna be traveling up north, maybe some cold weather gear?
I suppose a heavier cloak would be helpful, no?
We may need heavier cloaks for when we go towards the southern mountain. Right.
Yeah, Ileana just nods at the guy. We'll take cold weather gear as well.
I don't think I have anything in the big guy size.
I'm sure if you can give us what we need and we can get it tailored for them.
Okay, of course. 1, 2, 3. Do you need mucklucks or anything to get through the snow and drift?
Anything that yes.
Some belaying gear, possibly or potentially?
You can see she's like getting impatient. It's like, yes. Yes,
You can tell he's trying to get you guys for like everything that you can get you for, because like people don't usually come into the general store buying like all this stuff. He's like, I've got some
I think we are fine with what we have right now. It is
I don't know, you guys might need some pots and pans if you're going to be up there camping.
We definitely already have those things right here.
How about some sparks and
We're
tenders?
good,
Maybe.
bro.
Glad you guys stepped in because Ileana would have just kept agreeing.
So he hands you about 10 or 12 copper worth of stuff. He's like, let me calculate everything. It looks like 17 copper.
Yeah, and Ileana will hand over copper for that.
Very fine doing business with you, ladies and gentlemen. If you need any other general goods, please stop by.
Why does he sound like Kermit?
I was about to say that.
He kind of does, huh?
That is what Levi wants him to sound like.
Towards the end there, he started to sound like Kermit the Frog. I'm like, wait, am I tripping?
Yeah, and we're out.
I'll see you at the parade.
Yeah.
One can only hope.
Not, and then walk out.
All right, so you guys bounce up out of there. You guys got your orders for your new clothes and cloaks, and you guys got your belaying gear and all that other stuff. Is there any other shops or anything you want to stop by?
You did mention blacksmith.
I was gonna say, yeah, like we want to get the silver stuff because we just saw werebears and silver and stuff. If there's wolves that are the same thing and people are being attacked by them, I think it'd be a smart move.
Or they're bigger.
Just to see how much it would be. At least that's what Nikea would want.
Yeah,
I look down at my blade. Probably.
Is like silvering a weapon like a poison, or is it like a rune or something?
It's changing the material. It's a material grade.
Yeah, it's a material grade exchange, I would assume.
Because you have like cold iron weapons, you have silvered weapons, then you get like the the ironwood weapons and so on and so forth.
So would it be like a magical slash silver sword, or is magical better than silver?
It's just the added effect. So like if a creature was already if a creature was weakened against like silvered weapons and it wasn't magical or whatever, it wouldn't have the resistance to like slashing because
Sure.
you have the silver on it.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out if there's any reason for me to silver a magic weapon, I guess.
I think they would take extra damage.
Yeah, if they're weak to silver, just because you have a magic weapon doesn't trigger that weakness, but silver would.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily would mean they would resist your weapon without silvering, but they will take extra damage definitely if they're weak to it.
Bingo.
Ooh, I'm gonna silver at least one of mine.
Yeah, because like if you even just so everybody knows, if you went to your actual weapon and did the edit, you can change the precious material of your weapon, and there's like silver low grade, silver standard grade, and silver high grade.
There is.
Yeah.
Uh,
And this would be low grade.
it depends on what Levi's trying to give us, or not give us.
How does like changing the metal, the precious material, work with like these like story lore gear that we have?
So if you added the silver effect to it, it's basically. Are you asking me?
I just mean like in the fiction. Like if I want to
in the fiction of it.
If I'm like, yeah, let's fuck you, Daybreak, and your 100 years of history. You're now a silver sword. You know, like
no, it's not gonna, it's not gonna change the base of the weapon. It's like they would inlay silver into the edge of the weapon.
So I guess.
So we going
Go ahead.
Which would be 40 gold pieces, just so y'all know.
40? I looked for low grade silver and it was telling me 149.
Oh, no. Pathfinder stuff? I'm
No,
looking
that's
at
not
it
good.
right. I'm looking at it right now.
That's for some reason mine just says because it's the total price of my sword.
Oh, it's probably total price of your sword, boss.
Okay. Yep, it went up 44. Yeah, 44 gold. That put me down to...
So it could be something we can potentially do something like if we have the silver, you know how like oil of potency, you can put it on your weapon and it stays there for like a minute. We can do something like that where it's like oil of silver nitrate, and potentially do that to like stifle some of the cost.
Yeah, say I don't have 40 gold for an upgrade for it, so
Right.
maybe after we loot a tomb or some shit.
I was saying you guys are getting pretty meta, but maybe check with the blacksmith.
Yeah, no. I'm just if we were going by the rules, but I would still love to talk to the blacksmith. Because I got 6 silver pieces, so I might use that just to make some stuff.
I still have 49, so I went ahead and subtracted my 44 already.
You're missing Levi's point. We're going to the blacksmith.
I know we're going to the blacksmith.
All right, so you guys show up to the blacksmith. He's a pretty burly guy, and he's out there without a shirt, and he's just about as big as a Messer is, but you can tell like he's been swinging a hammer his whole entire life. Old grizzled guy.
Good evening, sir. We are curious about how to acquire silver inlay on our weapons.
And he stands up from his anvil that he's working on, and he goes over and he pulls out like 5 or 6 bricks of silver, and he sets them on the table, and he holds up his hand indicating that it's 40 gold.
Per weapon?
It is quite steep.
It is. Yeah, no. Out of character though, Levi. What would I need to create? Like I said, oil of like silver nitrate.
Well, you'd have to obviously melt down the oil and then combine it with another material to keep the silver at a caustic state that it doesn't solidify again.
Keep
Of
it in a
course.
liquid state.
I'm an alchemist. Let's pretend like I can do that. How much?
High alchemy.
Then it'd probably be something like combining an alchemist fire with a bar of silver, and of course maybe what is it? Acid to keep it melted.
How much for this ingot?
Ingot.
Ingot.
And he holds up 5 fingers. Ugh.
Like what is that? 5 gold in my? I'm assuming from his grunt.
Yeah, you pick that up.
Okay. 5 gold from the grunt. I wish I had something.
And he gestures over his right shoulder, and there's a poster that says werewolf pelts, 40 gold.
That's a handy rate.
You are a genius.
Perhaps we could get it in advance.
Ileana will lay down 5 gold and grab one of the ingots to hand over to Dr. Takesh.
I'm gonna take back what I said earlier. I'm actually lay down 15 gold.
Jesus.
And grab 3 of them. I'm an alchemist too, so.
Soleil looks at Masquerade and he's like, brother, could I have 4 gold?
Of course.
I love it that you're so frugal.
I do have 2 extras.
I wanna get the full ass upgrade, the 40 gold silver inlaid weaponry shit.
Right. I just wanted enough to get like
I
quick
gave-
ones so we can fight these werewolves,
I
get
give
more
brother
money.
40 gold to get his weapon.
40 or 4? I only need 4 to get to 40 myself.
I gave him 40. I have no need for this.
Oh man, I love this
Dang.
guy.
Go to Chad.
Guy.
Good sir, I pull out Daybreak. How long does it take to silver this?
He holds up 3 fingers, and he gestures to the sun 3 times.
3 days?
Ugh.
Ah. Well.
In a pickle now.
Yeah, you just see like fucking Soleil with that face like, ah. I don't like that.
And then he kind of sees the symbol on your chest of Saren Ray, and then he raises 1 finger and points up to the sun 1 time. Ugh.
Saren Ray can get it done for 1 day?
all day, every day, baby.
Ray Day.
Every day.
So once Masquerade notices that because he's seen Saren Ray, he said 1 day, he gives him an extra gold in there.
And he gives you a very hearty gesture of a nod.
So, let's say it's 1 day. Is that like you take it now, I pick it up in the morning 1 day? I might have to go get some werewolf pelts tomorrow.
He kind of mulls it over in his head.
Masquerade, give him another gold, man.
Hell no.
I give him another gold.
I mean,
And he gives you a hearty head nod. He's like, "Ugh."
yeah, we wouldn't want to rob you of your sleep for nothing. I will offer though, while you're doing that, is there anything that we can help you with, since you'll be maybe partially out of commission helping me?
And then he gestures over his shoulder at the werewolf pelts again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Is there any particular place that the werewolves have been hunting that we should go to them?
Ileana puts down the map so
map
he can
guy.
point somewhere out.
I got the map.
And then you'll notice he points like northwest of Lake Baratok. There's a hill, and he taps on it like 3 or 4 times.
So the stronghold of the long name Night Bros. Where was that? Like on the Barovian map? I remember it being close-ish, but I don't remember where it was, or
That would be
where
the
it was
Q.
marked. The Q.
Argenvostolt? Yeah, that's
Argenvostolt.
Vargenvostolt.
Okay, so they're south and the
South.
werewolves are north. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless, we're not going that far. 7 miles. If we're doing it in the morning, like you said.
I was just
Yeah,
thinking
no.
if we could do both in the same day, but I don't know if we could.
And I'll go ahead and give you guys this little tidbit. If you see the dotted lines on the maps, those are controlled by Strahd's army. Like if you go through there, you're gonna have to pay a toll, and they escort you through.
Okay.
But we would technically be trying to go to the Z, right?
Yeah, you guys be trying to get to the Z if you wanted to take care of the werewolves.
Got you.
So potentially we could go all the way to like Krezk and then march up that hill and ignore. I mean, we could do that, or we can, once we cross that bridge there, just hug the river along Lake Baratok too.
Or if we're badass adventurers, we can just cut straight through the forest. Because I know Levi's
wants to
been
shoot
wanting
some
us to do
shit.
that.
I'm saying, if you guys want to do it.
I want to shoot some shit. I'm just saying.
It's like, we're gonna
But-
go fight werewolves. Let's shoot shit first.
You get me. You get me, man.
I would fuck. I'm gonna ask the man. Could I hold on to her until after the parade and then drop her off? She completes my look.
He gives you like a very acknowledging head nod, like, I get it.
I appreciate that. Then Soleil is good to go.
All right, so it's getting about that time. You see people, like, literally as you guys finish your conversation, he's collecting all his gold and he's wrapping up the little bit of work he's got. He walks out to the front of his blacksmithy and he flips the sign around that says closed, and it's like in parentheses, like, for a parade, like almost sarcastically. And he starts shuffling you guys on out of there and starts headed down towards the city center.
Yeah, well,
So as you guys get down to the city center, the sky's like kind of coming apart, but the parade is still going on, and like it's almost like a rainstorm is coming in. So under the threatening skies, a parade of unhappy children that are dressed as flowers kind of trudge through the muddy streets, and leading the way is a group of sorry-looking men and women. They're kind of carrying like a 10-foot diameter wicker ball. And then you see the Burgenmeister and his smiling wife, who has a very sad-looking wilted bouquet of flowers, following the procession on horseback. And you see weary spectators that are in the crowd, sitting on stoops. And the ball is carried into the center of the town square. where it's hoisted and hung about 15 to 20 feet high on a wooden scaffold. And then the town folks take turns kind of like dancing around the ball and splashing oil on it. And before the wicker sun can be set ablaze, the sky tears open, and then it starts to rain terribly. And everybody's kind of saying, all will be well, like almost in a very low, like guttural, like, all will be well. Cries come from the Burgenmeister, and everybody kind of responds with the same thing. And he takes a sputtering torch, and he's trying to light the ball, the wicker ball. And it seems like he's struggling to get it to light, even with the oil and the rain coming down.
Would it be out of line to... Ileana would try to help if she would be allowed to, I guess. Kind of move forward and use produce flame on the wicker ball.
And as you like move forward and produce flame on the wicker ball, the ball goes up, and like everybody's like, all will be well, and they're cheering, yeah, like, all right. And the mayor kind of looks down at you, and he's like, thank you so much. He's like, please, he's like, is there anything I can do for you while you're in my town? You really saved my face on this one.
You can
I suppose
pay
it can
for our stuff.
It can be discussed at a later date. I suppose you are a bit busy at the moment.
He's like, yeah. He's like, when you get a chance, he's like, come by the Burgenmeister's mansion. I'll have a meal ready for you and whoever you're traveling with.
She just kind of gives him a nod and kind of slips back into the crowd.
And like with that, he's like, all will be well, all will be well. And then the parade kind of goes on, and then you see Rictavio with his like thick glasses at the edge of his nose, and he's walking with a legitimate like saber-toothed tiger behind him. And everybody in the crowd is kind of like in awe of the saber-toothed tiger, even though more than likely most of them that live here have seen it like week after week after week.
Mm.
It's become a bit of a staple of the end of the parade, is like when Rictavio comes with the saber-toothed tiger.
You know, it's kind of funny that the Burgenmeister doesn't even want to do this, but it's a decree to do this. Like, that sucks, man.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Again, it's some no war in Boxing State shit. You just gotta keep going with it.
It's either that or your ass is going to Lake Laogai.
Yeah, man.
I guess it would be Lake Zarovich to be a sacrifice. Golly.
So Rictavio is doing his thing right now, right? Can we do like a perception on him just to kind of get a gauge of this guy?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just want to check him out as best as I can.
With the 28, Rictavio seems very out of place. Like, his equipment that he's carrying seems like it's dulled down to look very unassuming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has a gait of somebody that's been through some things.
Is he older?
He appears to be older, yes.
Is he just human?
Yes.
Okay. What is he actually doing right now?
He's walking, it looks like he's a few steps in front of the saber-toothed tiger, and the saber-toothed tiger seems to be walking in lockstep with him, like almost as if it was trained to do it.
Okay, but he's not doing like a performance or anything, he's just walking?
He's just walking, and then like every now and then he'll stop and he'll gesture towards the crowd, and the tiger will turn towards the crowd and like roar towards that direction, and then he'll do the same thing to the opposite side of the street. But it doesn't seem like it's a show. Like, it seems like it's just something he's going through the motions for.
Interesting. Okay.
He doesn't have any like put him in any sort of order that we might recognize.
Like I said, he's dressed to appear very common.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ileana will actually kind of like get next to Soleil, and she says, "Sir Soleil,
Hmm.
the man, this Rictavio, he seems out of place, no? Even more so than us."
I would agree. What I can't
I'm
figure
not-
out is why this man who seems to be actively hiding himself is participating in the parade.
Perhaps a hiding in plain sight?
Yes, but it seems as if the tiger is something that all of these people at least still find a little bit of interest in. A man with a tiger, I feel like that news would get around and would be investigated.
Suppose it is ostentatious. Perhaps it is still a good cover. I do not know if it is something that is worth investigating, but I suppose we should keep it in mind.
I think everything is worth investigating. You never know what
That's
we
fair.
could find that could be the clue for the end game. And he is staying where we are, so at least makes that part easier.
Indeed. I suppose if nothing else, we can at least attempt to talk to him, find out more about him.
I think we should. If anything, a man that travels with the saber-toothed tiger is a bit interesting.
Yeah, she definitely kind of like cracks a smile at that one. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think
So-
Soleil would just kind of nod and then just eye the man as he sort of walks by or whatever and continues on.
So as the parade kind of dwindles down, you see that the guards are like knocking on doors, and like when they open the door, they literally just grab the person out of the house and start dragging them down the street, like towards the center of the city. At which
Okay.
point, the people that they drug out the building, they put them in the stockades with a donkey head on top of them, like a paper mache donkey head on top of them for not attending the parade. And of course, they hang signs around their neck that say "General Unhappiness."
Oh,
Very
man.
Gestapo style.
I don't know why, but it'd probably make Nakia laugh just a little bit. Because everybody is already unhappy except for the the tailor, so it's all like that is ironic. But honestly, just aside from that, it's just like
I would I'd walk over to the stockades. How many are over there?
There's probably 5 or 6 people that just like overslept, or for some reason they didn't show up to the parade, and they're very downtrodden with like this donkey head on top of their head. And you know, every now and then somebody will walk by and like throw a rotten fruit at them or something like that.
dang.
So I'd like to
Masquerade goes with Soleil.
yeah, I'd like to go over and then like not like to where I'm trying to make a show of it, but I'd like to like put a hand on their shoulder and essentially like say a prayer to Saren Ray to bless them. See if I can like, you know, inject any sort of warmth into their life.
How does that prayer sound?
I think it would be very simple for Soleil. Like, I don't think that there's like there's probably like Saren Ray scriptures that, you know, Masquerade is probably more accustomed to, but Soleil, he's sort of just he's like a sorcerer of clerics, right? He spits it all from the heart. He says it with feelings instead of like wizardly knowledge, right? So he'd go to these people, he'd put a hand on one of their shoulders, and he'd just say, I know it may not seem like much, but you are not alone. Saren Ray will be here with you. Let her warmth envelop you. And please, I know it may seem strange. Try to feel a bit of joy. This place is too dreary as it is, and we could all use with a bit of more happiness. And he kind of looks down at the sign, realizing what he said. It's like general unhappiness. He's like, just be a little more happy, bro. But like, he's like,
look, Lucia.
me.
There are people, creatures in the stockades with two asses, one in the front and one in the back.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
And he looks down at the sign as he's telling him, he's like, hopefully you receive this from an understanding that I don't mean it as a slight or a jest, but life is really what we make of it. And
That is very true, Soleil. They are not alone. There's five.
I'm having a moment, Nikia.
I am sorry. The dragon fire wine is in me. I will walk you away.
Please forgive her. She's drunk, as you could see. I mean, you
And
have
you
to be
just
for
hear him
this
from
parade.
you hear this guy from underneath the donkey mask. He's like, "All will be well, right?"
I hate that saying. I hate it. I'm actually going to like cast guidance onto these people, just as like some form of like spell going into them, so perhaps they feel some sort of positivity.
That's right, Soleil. You inject that happiness in them.
Yeah, man. Like, this is Soleil holding back. Like, he knows he can't, like, cause an
Break him.
uprising right now, but he wants to fucking help the people, so.
Go for it. Cause an uprising.
Right, man. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Masquerade takes off the donkey mask on one of them.
And one of the guards that is standing by is like, "Hey, you're not allowed to do that."
Uh-oh, sober up. Locked and loaded.
And I look at him like I stand up so he can fully see my size and say, "Am I not?"
he like looks around for like other guards that aren't there, and he's like, "You're not." But
I think the message
I'll be
has
back.
been received,
and the
has
guy
it
like
not?
turns around. The guy like turns around and like runs off.
If he turns around and runs off, what is holding these people in the stockades?
They're chained into the stockade with like a lock and key.
And we just drop some acid on each one of them so
Does
they can just come.
Do we like I guess I would ask them, how long do they usually keep you in these things?
And then the guy that's kind of like, "All will be well," is like, it's just for the night. Like, it's one night.
Do they, if we were to free you, do they know who you are by name and residence, I guess? If we freed you, you'd be in more trouble.
They got a list, man. They got a list. I appreciate what you're doing, but you're probably just making things worse for yourself, honestly.
Is there any
Sir
way I
Soleil.
can comfort you at least for the night?
Just this gesture alone is nice enough.
Sir Soleil, Sir Masquerade, if you will, please remember what Casimir told us. There is a time and a place. We must pick our battles. This is not the place or the time.
Woo! Party!
I give him water before I put his donkey mask back.
I'm gonna go get Ikea before she rips her own mask off and snatched up.
Oh, Lucia, go give me a donkey mask. It would be funny.
You probably
Jeez,
need one,
jeez.
friend.
Tanked right now. She keeps drinking the wine.
I'm gently, but not so gently, taking her back toward the inn.
I think
Lucia, your shoulders are so broad. They are almost like Masquer's.
I'll catch him one day.
No. This is more feminine, and she like jumps up so you can catch her, princess style.
Got her.
Good
would-
night, boys.
Good night, Nike. See you later. He'd turn back
Good
towards
night,
Masquerade
lady.
and just say, "Brother, could you lead us in a hymn of Saren Ray? I'd at least. I still feel as if I'm not doing enough, and I'm sure you feel the same."
Of course.
Ileana will kind of bow out and say, "I will leave you two to it," and she'll go and join Nakia and Lucia,
We'll see you back at the inn.
of course.
So as like Masquerade sings or hums, I guess you can say how you do that, Cal, but Soleil's gonna actually like cast Bless, like, and be sort of at the center of the stockade and kind of let that push out amongst them, just so that they could sort of feel Saren Ray's presence as Masquerade is doing whatever he's doing.
So Masquerade is essentially, like you said, singing a hymn, and he pretty much signals them or has their hand touch each other's hand or their shoulders, so everyone is in contact as we go through it, so it feels like the spirit of Saren Ray is flowing through the area.
Hell yeah.
I can't sing, so I'm not really broken.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I can't sing either, but I'm gonna help you out.
I'm gonna wait for the guards to show back up. Brother, leave us.
Are you trying to fight?
No, I'm trying to convert.
I'll be around the corner. I'm just gonna like go, you know, one alley
do
away
we-
basically to where I can kind of keep an eye on him, but not be completely visible to the guards.
Legit though, like I think once CJ hits a certain amount of conversion rates, he's got to get something good. Cause how many werebears did he get last time?
It was like 5 or 6.
Golly.
I think while we're walking back, as Dr. Nakia is tripping over or getting carried,
Yep, singing
Um,
this little light of mine.
Ileana would actually kind of look over to her and kind of go, "Dr. Takesh, it is perhaps not the best moment to do it as you are quite inebriated. But should you remember in the morning, if you need, I suppose, a shoulder to cry on or a ear to listen, inadequate as I may be, I am willing for the losses you have suffered and not been able to speak of, I suppose."
Like she stopped singing and then like she kind of like, it's one of those things where like it's probably a good thing her face is already covered, but you could probably like hear like a slight whimper, but she like nuzzles in a little bit more into Lucia, and then she just, of course, and then she just like kind of like hums silently.
For sure. Yeah, no, Ileana didn't say anything else after that.
Yeah, and it's probably like a song that her mother actually used to sing to them when they were children. But it's just one of those things, and most likely during the night, like Lucia would probably be the only one to know, but like she does end up crying that night because like that was the whole point. Like she got wine in her, she already got bad news. She just
trying to get away from it.
yeah.
That's why we had to carry you out of there before you got into too much trouble, my friend.
Right.
Oh, she was definitely gonna make an ass out of people and herself, and then start something. But yeah.
So it looks like we lost our DM.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I was wondering if it was what had happened. That's why I just did another scene there real quick.
Got you.
That, and I wanted to at least bring that particular plot point up because I didn't want it to get forgotten. It was a good one.
No, I appreciate it.
We didn't really jump into Dr. Takesha's loss there. We kind of need to address it at least.
Well, and that her addressing it, that's why she's on kind of like a warpath. She wants to fight.
No, I meant from the character's perspective.
Yeah. And like that, and like this is more of the softer side of her, but like actively, like once she found out about her people, like she was like, I don't care anymore. We can just let's go through the forest. Let's start killing things. Like now it's like the werewolf things. Like let's kill some werewolves. Let's take out whoever we need to take out. Let's go down the road where freaking Strahd has people so we can murder them. Like she wants to hurt him.
I mean that's what triggered at least Ileana making that gesture. I was like, she seems like she needs to kind of maybe get some of this out.
So this will be interesting to play through.
Sure, for sure.
Mr. Levi.
Oh,
Levi, you back?
10 though.
If you're talking, sir, we can't hear you.
Well, it's looking like it's about rap time.
All right.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. I was gonna say, the guard comes back and he's got like 4 other guys with him. Actually, I rolled a 73. He has 8 guys with him, so there's 9 guys total.
So immediately as they walk up, I stand up and from my cross-leg position, say, as you said, I am not allowed to do that. So I have put the mask back on the gentleman as you requested. But as I have you here, have you heard of Sarenrae?
And the guards are kind of like, we don't have time for all this religious mumbo jumbo. All right, what we got time for is you packing it up and letting these people serve their sentence. Like, we need you to go.
Yes, they will serve their sentence. But the light, the darkness, you can't have one without the other.
Look, we're just trying to make sure that people here in Vlecki are as happy as they can be, and these participating in the ceremonies. They're spreading unhappiness. The more unhappiness we got in this town, the more likely Strahd's going to come. It's all a bad move. So all I'm asking you to do is let these people serve their sentence and move along, sir.
Happiness, love, light. I'm here for a reason. I believe the stars have aligned. I can help you. We can ensure that happiness never leaves. And as I walk up to them with a smiling face, my big arms spread wide, I start spewing the words of Sarenrae. And I'm going to use a hero point. Hopefully I get better results. That's better.
I was going to say that 14. And with that 21, the guards are kind of like calm, but they're like, all right. We get it. You want to spread the happiness. And the guy kind of like puts his hand on your back and like kind of shoves you along down the street. He's like, we'll deal with all this later on. I get it. You trying to spread the word. Just have a nice night, sir.
You have a happy night. Enjoy the light, the warmth, and the happiness.
All will be well. All right, have a good one. Move along, sir.
Brother, enjoy the happiness. Pretty much the signal for letting him know that we're just going home.
I thought it was gonna be a fight. I was
Yeah, I was like,
excited.
is he telling me to fireball these motherfuckers? Or like...
Like, let's go.
That'd be hilarious.
If he took that 14, I was about to be like, these guys start swinging, bro.
Oh damn!
They would have been on their own.
I
Their
figured they
funeral.
had the numbers.
I mean, it's fine. Masquerade could take a beating. I don't think they'd kill him.
All right. So you guys retire for the evening?
Yeah, buddy. That's
Yes,
the
sir.
night.
And Ileana will set the alarm spell in her room for as much as that covers. I don't know where everyone else's rooms are. If it would cover them.
Just as a thought, potentially could we just finish this session now and then talk to Tiger Boy before the end of the in-game night next session? Like, is it something that he'd come back to the inn and we could maybe have a drink with him before we actually like go to sleep?
Yeah. Rictavio was definitely going to be coming back, so
Would you want
I
to
don't
do
know if
that,
you guys-
D, or would you rather talk to him later?
Say again.
Would you want to do that, like talk to him before the end of the night, or would you rather like talk to him the next day or
Oh.
something?
Yeah, we can talk to him before the end of the night. We can just save that for next session for sure.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Man,
solid fun.
this place
Hell
is
yeah.
not for Soleil, bro.
Definitely not.
not the
Why
happiest of
people
places.
wonder.
Yeah, the vibes are off for sure.
The wine's good though.
I think it just kills him that like he can't react as like strongly as he wants to. As strongly as he even feels like he should as like a knight of Sarenrae, like yeah, I think that kills him. I think he probably feels like he's sort of sinning in a way. You know?
Like he's what?
Like he's sort of just like sinning basically, like he
I
is
see.
you know, he's witnessing affronts that he is not trying to end, you know, and like
Mhm.
he's doing it for his own survival. So it's sort of like almost survivor's guilt now that he's like, I'm putting my own good over others, and that just fucking kills him. But I think in the back of his mind, like his logic is telling him there's sort of something bigger that he's trying to accomplish. And so he's telling himself that like all these things he's witnessing, all these cruelties are like, they will be worth it in the end.
Right, like dealing with the greater evil will solve these
Yeah,
other atrocities he's having to overlook.
exactly.
Yeah, on the coup, if they would have said that they were going to get executed for, I was going to kill those guards overnight secretly.
Oh
I was
yeah,
about-
for
I was about
sure.
to go
Like if they
straight
were gonna
overnight.
have anything worse than just staying out overnight, then he probably would have done more. But
I love how like these little tiny slights are the ones that are like just chipping at you guys.
dude, they do, man. They do. Well, hell yeah, man. GG. Thanks for
GG,
running.
this was a real fun one.
GG's.
Town of Valaki was a fun one to interact with.
Oh, it's gonna get worse.
Don't say that.
No, it gets better.
Spoilers.
What are you talking about? It gets so
No,
much
what are you,
better.
What are you doing? Why are you spoiling it, Mo?
That's what I mean. It gets better. Like it's
I
better.
like that one person that likes to spoil One Piece.
Nah. You mean One Piece?
One Piece?
Yeah, slow.
Have you started checking out One Piece? Because
Yes.
it's getting good right now in the story.
What is it?
really
Episode
is.
3000 is getting good.
It's
I would hope it'd be good, bro.
Then I think.
Yeah, I haven't checked it yet, but I'm going to because like the fact that they take out all those fillers, I need that.